So let's look at another example. I changed it slightly just so it would be a better example. So what are we doing? So the same kind of game. Can we write this as a sum or a difference? I'm going to try to write it as a difference. So negative 7 pi over 12 is equal to something pi over 12 minus something pi over 12. And so the negative part needs to be larger than the positive because we're going to get a negative here. So what are two numbers whose difference is 7? So there's a lot of them, but I think 10 and 3 will work well for us because they will both simplify. And so the thing we're trying to do is simplify so that the bottom of this fraction becomes, 2, 4, 6, or 3. So anything that simplifies with 12 will do. And so you want to pick things that divisor are in common with 12. Right? Okay, so let's simplify these. 3 pi over 12 is the same as pi over 4. And 10 pi is over 12 is 5 pi over 6. And these are two angles that show up on the unit circle that we know how to use. And this is the distance formula with cosine. And so let's write this out. Yeah, so this is going to be cosine of pi over 4 minus 5 pi over 6. Okay, so let's bring the difference formula in. It's right here. And so it's cosine, cosine, sine, sine with a plus in between. So it's cosine, cosine, plus sine, sine. Let's pull that down. And then, so this is pi over 4. And we don't need to bring the negative along because the formula is already set up with the negative in mind. So okay, so let's remember what these are. Cosine of pi over 4, of course, is square root of 2 over 2. Cosine of 5 pi over 6 is negative square root of 3 over 2. Sine of pi over 4 is square root of 2 over 2 again. And sine of 5 pi over 6 is 1/2. And so what do we get? Minus the square root of 6 over 4 plus the square root of 2 over 4. So this is, we could write it as the square root of 2 minus the square root of 6 all over 4.